2017. I'm going through some of the best movies for every year that I have been alive. And in the year 2017, I was 27.
Will's doing it.
I know this is not every movie that came out in 2017. These are just some of my favorites, some that I thought were really, really good. So if I forgot any, please leave it down below. Starting off 2017 strong, we have Get Out. This movie was something. Jordan Peele came in and said, hey, do you want to see a absolutely scary movie but had so many like levels underneath it that were, and there was hints, there was little things. Very, very well done movie. Just so creepy, but then poignant and really, really interesting. And it just kind of shot Jordan Peele into the stratosphere for everything he's done since then. And I'm always excited. Every time he has a new movie coming out or a new trailer dropping about something he's done, I'm like, ooh, I'm here for it. Because I like how he's just bringing something different to the world, and it's just awesome. Great. Get Out is scary and awesome. All right, next up we have Baby Driver. This is another movie by Edgar Wright, one of my favorite directors out there. This movie just does the action along to the music, and sometimes it's a little obvious. Sometimes you're not really paying attention to it as much. You're like, oh wait, it is following the music. Obviously, if it's a very music-based movie, so the soundtrack's amazing, the acting's great. John Hamm plays a villain, which is so fun to see. You know, he's done that more recently too in Fargo. He plays a good villain. He does a good job overall. But Baby Driver, the action is amazing. The stunt driving in this movie is absolutely incredible. I'll ignore the Kevin Spacey kind of part of the movie because but other than him, the movie is really, really great. Check out Baby Driver. If you like music and you like action, it's perfect. Next up, we have an absolute favorite of mine. This year so far is killing it. We have Blade Runner 2049. I'm an enormous Denis Villeneuve fan. Everything he puts out, I like eat it up. I'm like, oh, every single morsel. This movie looks insanely incredible. It's got Ryan Gosling, who, if you have watched other videos I've done on this series, I love Ryan Gosling, and he absolutely kills in this movie. He has such a deadpan that he's really good at some movies, and then he can still kill it in other movies, being very silly. But the look of this movie, the aesthetic, obviously it's the Blade Runner universe, so it's like a dystopian, futuristic. He plays a synthetic human, so it's like really interesting. And obviously the way the movie looks is just so good. Harrison Ford's in it, but I really don't even care that he's there because he's not really the biggest part of the movie. But this movie does really, really well at just the vibe is perfect. Denis does not miss. Absolutely love this movie. Switching up to animation, we have Coco. This is the best movie to watch. If you need a good cry, obviously it's very fun and funny and just a good time with the family. But like, if you need to like just kind of get all your feels out, watch Coco all the way to the end. And if you do not cry in Coco, I think you're dead inside, because this movie is so wonderful about, Day of the Dead and these Mexican families celebrating their ancestors and all this different stuff. And it's just chef kiss, so well done, and just such a beautiful movie, so beautiful. Love Coco. Let's go to the MCU for a second, because they did some good stuff this year. We had Spider-Man Homecoming coming out. Tom Holland, this is his first, technically second go. He was in Civil War, introduced there, but this is where he kind of gets to shine a bit more in a solo movie. I still think that Tom Holland just does such a good job of being a young little Spider-Man, because he had the young Spider-Man we had before this was like Tobey Maguire, and he was like 47 when he shot that movie. This is really nice to see like an actual younger person play this character. I think he's my favorite Peter Parker, and maybe his favorite Spider-Man. I don't know. I think Tobey Maguire is my favorite Spider-Man because it just was the first one, but he just does the Peter Parker side of things so well. And especially this first movie, the scene with him and Michael Keaton in the car, and he like both of them know each other as Spider-Man and Vulture. The standoff there is tense. It is just thrilling, and obviously just where Spider-Man goes after this. I'm just a huge Spider-Man fan, so obviously this was going to be on my list no matter what. But Tom Holland just brings it, and I can't wait for more and more, because he just always is really, really good at this. We're staying firmly in the MCU with Thor Ragnarok. This is where really Thor got his silly side on, and then he went on, and then got too silly, and then that movie really was not very good, the next one. But Ragnarok was the one that everyone went like, this is a fun movie. This one had the jokes, had the action, and you have Thor going to another place besides like Earth, and it's so interesting. You have Mark Ruffalo being, Bruce Banner / the Hulk, and the Hulk's great in this. He gets like more of like a chill Hulk, which is kind of funny. He's making jokes. They cut his hair. They cut Thor's hair in this movie, and that was wild. Stan Lee did it, actually. So this is it was a refreshing take on, because Thor movies were always very kind of like straight-laced, and he's like, I'm the hero, I must save the day, I must redeem myself, I must love my father, all that kind of stuff. But this one, they really went more onto his sillier side, and, I think they had a perfect balance in this one, but then they kind of went too far into silliness, and it wasn't paying off anymore. I guess staying MCU adjacent, technically not in the MCU, we have Logan. This was Hugh Jackman being Wolverine for so many years. We're kind of blast forward to the future. It's kind of an alternate timeline, I guess. Most of the X-Men are dead. He's also kind of, his healing abilities are not working as well. He's kind of like got to pull out a claw to get it all the way out, because it's like he's just old. He's taking care of Professor X, who needs medication, or he'll kind of like have like mini seizures that could kill everybody in the area. And the world that it sets up in this is so well done. And obviously Hugh Jackman is he's Hugh Jackman. He does this character so well. He knows exactly what he's doing. And seeing him as an older kind of man, and this technically was the end of his story. Deadpool kind of brings him back a little bit in the new movie that came out, but I say this is like his final resting place, and it's a really beautiful ending to the Wolverine / Logan character. Switching up to more of the romantic comedy side of things, we have The Big Sick. This was Kumail Nanjiani and his real life wife, Emily Gordon's like real life kind of story, put through a romantic comedy. Kumail still plays the lead, and they have I can't remember the woman's name, but a different actor's playing his girlfriend / wife in the movie, and how they met and all that stuff like that. And obviously, it being a somewhat true story, it rings true to them, so it's very interesting. She is they're dating for a little bit. She's sick, and then he just like wants to stick around. You have Ray Romano playing her dad. You have Holly Hunter playing her mom, the voice of Elastigirl. Every time I hear her voice, I just see Elastigirl from Incredibles. It's a very there's some dry humor, there's some dark humor. And it was one of those things I'm like, this was like a step up in romantic comedy. Sometimes they can be very cheesy and kind of like paint by numbers. You kind of know what's going to happen. Like, oh, these two don't like each other, and then they're going to end up and be together at the end, because it's a romantic comedy. But this one added a new element to it, and it was very, very heartfelt. It was very nice. All right, last on this list, we have Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. This is the most controversial one, I think. The next one after this has its own troubles and problems, but this one, some people either liked it or people absolutely hated it. I didn't mind it. It was more interesting to me than the other two, honestly, because it did something new. It decided, I think Rian Johnson came in and said, okay, I see what you did in the first one. I'm going to add my own couple things to it. And then people just went crazy on him, and they said, all right. And then the one after this one, the Rise of Skywalker, they say, okay, everything that guy just said in the last one, forget about it. Don't even think about it. Because then J.J. Abrams came back and said, we're going to just do the movie I wanted to do originally. It's like, but this movie existed. You can't just ignore what happened in it. You have to just build off of what he built before you. You can't just go back. So that's my problems more with the last with the Rise of Skywalker. This one, I think it brought some interesting ideas in. I think it was giving Kylo Ren and Adam Driver a really complex, interesting character. I really liked what they were doing with Rey and all this different things. But then everyone just hated on it so much. It's not perfect. I don't like all the sequel trilogy is not like my kind of Star Wars. It's good. It's not great. But there's like so many characters, and a lot of them don't do things that they should be doing. Or it's like they're not given as much love as they should. But the fight scenes are fun. The one with them in front of Snoke is really cool and interesting, and fighting the guards. So it has its moments, but there's just people just hated this one. I am not in that camp of hate. I think it was interesting, and they did something different, but then they decided to just rip it out and say, screw it. We're going with what we wanted to do originally, which I don't love. I don't know. The biggest thing with me is like, you have it. Okay, we're going to do a trilogy, but we're not going to plot out movie to movie the arc or anything. They're just going to go, Here, you take this one, you take this one, and you take this one. Don't communicate and don't talk to each other. Just make them independently. It's like, who planned this? I don't get it. Crazy. All right, that's enough. I'm sorry. I just get heated about this stuff where it's like, what was the plan? What was the thought going in? I don't get it. 2017 had some amazing movies. These are some of my favorite movies are all in this year. Absolutely great year. If you like this, I have a playlist going of all the years I've done from 1990 all the way up to today. And if you could please subscribe, I really appreciate it. That'd be amazing. Follow me on Letterboxd. They write reviews on there all the time. I absolutely love making these. I hope you guys enjoy watching them. Let me know what your favorite movie of 2017 was down below. Thanks so much. Bye.